Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Buffalo Picker, and welcome to our first show of the year 2020. And Happy New Year to everyone out in the audience. I have tonight my co-hosts, the Glass Cities Pickers, Tonya and Chris. Also, the new co-host on the show is Bill Tackett, flipping to pay the bills or flip to pay the bills. Hopefully, I got that right, Bill.
You did.
And our special guest is Dale Dog Treasure Hunter. So, go ahead and introduce yourself, panel.
As he said, we the Glass City Pickers. I'm Chris.
I'm Tonya.
Full-time resellers. Go ahead, baby.
Full-time resellers, eBay, Amazon. I'm a full-time nurse. I work at the VA and taking care of kids, grandkids, and daily life.
Living a dream. Go Bucks. Go Steelers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. My name is Bill Tackett. I'm closing in on my first year of part-time reselling. Started off doing it just as a whim and kind of fell in love with it, and going into the second year wanting to reach some goals. So really looking forward to getting into it and learning more and seeing what we can do this year.
Right.
Glad to have you, Bill. Glad to have you,
Bill.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And our special guest tonight is Dale Dog. Really don't need no introduction. If you've been to my show, this guy is the king of liquidation. If you want to know anything about liquidation, this is the guy. So we're glad to have our special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself, Dale Dog.
My name is Richard Murphy. I own Double Dog Treasure Hunters. Buffalo Pickers taught me everything I know. I want to come on the show and just, maybe answer, help get some more information. Now, I've been in the reselling business since I was a kid, but I would say I've been a full-time reseller for at least 12 years. I started out with I used to sell on every platform. I still do. I got thousands of listings on eBay. Not so much Amazon. I have done Amazon. We used to buy 250 storage units a year. Pre-COVID, we bought some liquidation, a lot of liquidation pre-COVID that we used to break down ourselves. We sort of changed our business model. We're selling liquidation pallets now in truckloads, probably selling 2 to 3 truckloads of pallets a week out of our warehouse. That's pretty much it for me.
All right. So let me give a quick shout out to the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. We'll give a shout out to Aaron. Thank you for coming through, being the first in the chat. Pittsburgh, still a nation. Thank you for coming through, brother. Emily Conway, thank you for coming through. Emily, I'm trying to get you on the show. I will reach out to you. The middleman Picker, what's going on? Happy New Year. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for everything that you sent to me in the chat on IG. Definitely appreciate it, man. Good networking with you. Two Dudes Picking. Let's say this right quick. Two Dudes Picking sent me a gift for Christmas, and I hadn't had a chance to open it, so I'm going to reveal it tonight on this show. I appreciate that. I appreciate what y'all sent me, brother. Even before I open the package, I appreciate it. Prison and Profit, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. What else we got here? Victoria, thank you for coming through, Victoria. So tonight basically we're gonna do a couple talking points. This show right here is heavy on Amazon, but now we have a new co-host on the show, Bill Tackett, who is gonna bring some expertise to the show when it refer to eBay. Also tonight I have an expert in liquidation on the show. So if you got any liquidation questions, make sure that you put it in the chat for Dale Dog, Richard Murphy. Also, we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna do 2 giveaways, but you're gonna have to earn it tonight. It's not picking a number and you win. We're gonna do a trivia game for you to win this money. And it will be money tonight. Also, we're gonna do show and tell. So, with that being said, Dale Dog, first off, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into the liquidation portion of it, just in case people out there have questions but afraid to ask, and then we'll kind of smooth it on over into the Amazon side of the house with some of the new things coming out with Amazon. So for somebody that's just starting out and they just say hypothetically, they sold on eBay for a year and they have say $10,000 that they made from eBay. What do they have to do to get started into liquidations?
So you want to start with a pallet. I'll put it that way. You don't want to go out and take your $10,000 and just buy a truckload because you saw it on TV. Let me put it that way. And what I would suggest, we'll not even say $10,000. Let's say $500. You know, a lot of people can start out with $500.
Right.
But find you a local liquidation place, even if it's 2 hours away. I mean, that's not necessarily local, but somewhere you can put your eyes on it in person, where you're looking at it with your own eyes, not something online you see on bulk.com or not something you see on direct liquidation, but something you can put your eyes on in person. Go out there, do your homework, look at the reviews of the liquidation pallet sellers. You know, if they're serious in this business, they're going to have a Facebook page. They're going to have some kind of website. They're going to have some reviews from their customers. They're probably going to have live videos. You know, sometimes I do a lot of live videos. Every load that comes into my warehouse, I'm doing a live video. We just did one. I had a load I just finished unloading at 7 o'clock tonight and beat back to the house and join here. So something you can put your eyes on in person. What I'll tell you is if you're going to spend, you know, a couple $1,000, $1,000, don't invest too heavily on one product to begin with. So if that liquidation company has 7 different type of loads or 3 different type of loads, don't buy a bunch of pallets of the same load. And the reason being is if you've never done it, you might not like, if you bought 3 pallets of say Home Depot general merchandise or Lowe's general merchandise or whatever, you might not like selling that. And if you buy 3 pallets, you're stuck with 3 pallets of that same stuff. You know, get you a pallet of Bed Bath & Beyond, get you a pallet of Target, get you a pallet of Home Depot, mix it up and find out what you like selling. With that said, do your homework on the liquidation sellers because there's a lot of them and I'll tell a story later on. There's a lot of them that'll take your money just to take your money and don't care if you ever walk back through them doors. They don't care if you make a dime. Trust me, there's plenty of them out there. There's more bad ones than good ones. I'll put it that way. From being in a liquidation business and buying truckloads and seeing the same people that are actually good in this market and then seeing all these fly-by-night people that come on that there's a lot of people that'll buy pallets from somebody like me and then they'll try to become pallet flippers by flipping my pallets. They'll take out what they want and try to flip my pallets. So if you can find a reputable person close enough where you can put your eyes on it, get you a variety, get you 1 or 2. If you can't afford 2 pallets at a time, get 1 pallet, come back, and next time they get a new load of a different type, get that pallet. Find one you're comfortable selling. And what I'll tell you is 2 basic ones to start with. Actually, I'll give you 1 basic one to start with, a Target raw unmanifested pallet. That applies to a lot of different people. It'll have, if it's a true unprocessed raw pallet, it's always a 24 pallet truckload when they come in. So anybody says I got a 26 pallet load just come in, they're full of it. That means they bought it from someone else's warehouse, picked through, whatever. Get you a Target raw unprocessed pallet. They should run you, they should be about 5.5 to 6.5 foot tall when they come in. They should not be no shorter than 5 foot. They can be as tall as they want. I don't care how tall they are. But if they're shorter than 5 foot, they're probably not a raw pallet. You know, somebody's messed with that pallet. Get you that pallet. They should be somewhere in the ballpark, and everybody sells different. So everybody pays different prices for these, so keep that in mind. I sell my Target raw unprocessed $600 to $650 a pallet, and I do give discounts when people buy multiple pallets, but somewhere in that price range. And when you get in that Target, you'll see it'll be a wide variety. It'll have clothes in it. It'll have toys in it. It'll have furniture on it. It'll have makeup on it. It'll have a big variety. And Target is something everybody buys, you know, versus buying a Home Depot pallet and you've got 2 pieces of furniture, 1 tool, a heater, or something else. And then, you know, that might only apply to niche markets. Where you get a Target, start off with Target. It's a cheap pallet. It's a good pallet. Worst case scenario, you put it out at a yard sale, there'll probably be 800, 900 pieces, you know, at least 500 pieces on a true 5.5 foot tall pallet. Sell $1 a piece, you make your money back. You know, if you had to sell $1 a piece and you're not really out, you know, there's always some kind of return if you're dealing with reputable people. The problem comes in when you're dealing with somebody that cherry picks items, take items off pallets, and then sell it to you, put their junk on the pallet to make it that tall. Another good piece of information. This doesn't always hold true, but this is true most of the time. The shrink wrap on a pallet when it comes from a lot of DCs, are done by a machine. So when it's done by a machine, on the bottom corner of the pallet, one of the corners, you'll see where the shrink wrap is tied in a knot on a corner. They tie that shrink wrap on that machine, that corner, they put it on a spinner, and they spin around in a circle like that. If it looks like a lazy man wrapped that pallet and it's all loose and funky and half of it, that's not always true, but that can be true a lot of times. I've had pallets that's come in from DCs where somebody did get lazy, but if you're looking at every pallet in that guy's warehouse and you can't tell that one of them's been wrapped by a machine, then something's going on. I mean, that's a general rule of thumb. But that would be my advice if you're starting out. If you can afford 3 pallets, get 3 different type of pallets until you get comfortable with one you like. There's a million different names for Home Depot has over 30 loads with different names. And then the problem comes in when people are rebrokering loads and they're naming it something else that they want to name it. So then it's really confusing market to get into. That'd be my advice starting out.
So say hypothetically, that same person, they go into the market and they buy the 1 or 2 pallets, and they figure out that everything that they purchase, they can't move it on eBay. What's your advice on that?
So in the liquidation business, there's no such thing as one pallet that's going to fit one platform. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, I've got pallets that, we broke down for our piece sales that we have quarterly, and I can't find one item that's for eBay. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that in mind. You got to be able to sell on eBay. You don't necessarily have to sell on eBay, but the more platforms you have to sell on, the better your market's going to be. It's no different in liquidation or storage units or estate sales. The more platforms you have, the more outs you have, the more eyes you get on it, the better chance you have to sell it. But we have, so a lot of our buyers either have, and not a lot of our buyers have store. We do have buyers that have store, but a lot of our people utilize the Facebook marketplace in their area, their county, the actual marketplace itself. We have some we got people that'll do marketplace, flea markets, online. I mean, that's the people that's really making the money. They've got 7 or 8 different outs they're doing. And another thing is, don't get greedy with your reselling. You know what I mean? If you're doing online, that's one thing. You can control your market online. But if you've got 5,000 little items in there, I mean, that's money you're sitting there that you can buy fresh material in the liquidation world to, increase your market. You're going to get some hits. And the name of the game in liquidation is it's not a get rich overnight. Nothing's a get rich overnight, unless you hit the mega millions or something like that. It's not a get rich overnight. And basically reselling falls in the same category, whether it's Amazon, whether it's eBay, whether it's buying pallets, whatever. It's building your inventory. And once you build your inventory over time, the numbers start going up. They just can't help but go up. The more numbers you build, if you make, you sell 3 or 4 items today and you made your money back, or you broke even and you still got 20 items left. I mean, that, and you build that 20 items or 5 items into 5,000 items or 10,000 items. What becomes a problem is space. When people run out of space, and a lot of times when people run out of space, it's because they're in love with half their products. They're like, man, the store sold it for $100. I've got to have $70 on. I've got to have $70.
Right.
And another good point, and this happened today. A gentleman come in and he asked me, he said, hey, if I can't double my money off every pallet I buy, then, I don't want to do this. His first time he walked in the door ever buying a pallet, I said, well, think about it this way. So you're a guy that comes in the door, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you double your money, will double your money on some pallets, but it's not every single pallet. You're going to take some losses. You're going to break some, you're going to win. But here's the thing. So think about it this way. So you got somebody like me that's spending, let's just say I'm spending 6 figures a week on truckloads, right? If I use the double my money thought process, and I'm the guy taking a big gamble because I'm dropping 6 figures on a load, I'd love to make $200,000 off 100,000. It's not realistic. So if you're making money, you should be able to do well on most pallets, especially if you're dealing with, a good reputable broker that has screen loads, that has took all the gambles. I can tell you which loads I bought that I'll never buy again, that I took a loss on. I mean, I took an L last year of $13,000 on a load. An eBay load. That's what they call it in this market. It should be called AKA Chinese private label junk. That's what that load should be called. So if you have a good source pallet seller that's selling, ask them questions. if you got resale questions, if he doesn't give you honest answers, like he's not going to tell you his contacts though. You can't go in there and say, hey, who do you get your tractor trailer loads from? Because I want to start buying, right? That's part of, it took me a while to learn. It cost me a lot of money to learn this game. But he'll help you out and tell you, hey, ask him if he gets direct. That's a good question to ask. Do you get direct loads from the actual retailer's DC? And if you find out that they lied to you, then I'd probably never go back to that place. I'll tell when people come in and say, hey, where your loads come from? Oh, this one comes directly from a DC Target. This load come from a third party that has to ship it to the warehouse. I buy very little loads that go to a third party's hands because that's more chance for somebody to cherry pick, take something off. Not that there's not honest people that the stuff comes to their warehouse and then they sell out of their warehouse truckloads. But I know when it comes from a DC, if it's a crappy load, then that's just a crappy load I got. Versus, well, did little Johnny take all the good stuff off of here and then sold me the rest? So that's just some more stuff. So
right. So basically, let me give a shout out to the chat. Hey, if you guys have any questions for Richard, this is the time to ask. I mean, he's the expert in the room when it comes to liquidations. So if you're thinking about purchasing a pallet or a truckload, make sure you put your question in the chat and definitely will get your answers. I want to give a shout out to Regina Michelle, Never Done Thrifting. Thank you all for coming through. All in one package. Hollywood, who was that? Facebook something. Facebook user, thank you for coming through. Did I miss anybody? Mess Hall Diggs, thank you for coming through. Landshaw, Triple G, Triple OG, thank you for coming through. So I have another question too, Richard. So when it comes to determining the value of your pallet, like just say when you get in your truckload, how do you determine like the value of each pallet? Is it with, and I'm talking about like an unmanifested load.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, there's two types of loads you can get, and two types of pallets you can buy. So basically the same thing, whether it's a load or pallet. You have a manifested one, and they'll manifest the whole load, and they'll send out a list, and you'll know everything that's on that load, that's supposed to be on that load when it comes in. Sometimes they even manifest it by the pallet on that load. I buy very little manifested pallets and truckloads, and there's a reason for that. The reason being is I like the unmanifested stuff, which means there's no inventory, because it goes back to the same principle of going to somebody else's warehouse before it gets to me from the DC. Because when a warehouse, and we'll say Target, for example, there's DCs that do not go through anything, and it's just raw unprocessed. So whatever comes to their doors, it's thrown on a pallet. They don't care if it's a Nintendo Switch, it's a pair of underwear, it's a makeup tube. They don't care. It's all going on the pallets, right? Then you have DCs where they'll actually get the liquidation in. They'll separate it by category. All right, we'll put electronics, we'll do toys, we'll do soft goods, we'll do rugs and furniture. And then they can adjust their prices. So then you're paying more for this pallet versus this pallet. I like the unmanifested stuff. And a perfect example is a load I got a couple weeks ago from Home Depot. Was it Home Depot a couple weeks ago? I can't remember. Sometime in December. I got a pallet in of Ramset concrete guns on one pallet, all brand new, 72 of them. These things are $249 a piece in Home Depot on an unmanifested load. I sold that pallet $3,000. I don't care. The guy's going to make $6,000, $7,000 in the next 2 months. I could care less. I work off volume. I want everybody to make money. If you make money, you come back and buy more from me, right? That's how name of the game. I'm not greedy. I need a small piece of that pie. I don't need the whole thing. It's a small piece. But the unmanifested, it's not processed where the retailer has a chance to separate it by category. It's a big surprise when you get it. I mean, the load, you should know the loads. Your pallet sellers should know their loads are getting in. So, like for example, Home Depot. Home Depot has a general merchandise load, and the way that works is whatever pallets they grab from whatever category, when that truck shows up to pick, is going on that truck. I buy specific category loads. Let's say an unmanifested tool and hardware load, or a turbo load, which is a high value load, high retail value. And they'll give you an unmanifested load. They'll tell you, Home Depot will tell you, hey, this is a $55,000 plus load. And they make sure they put enough stuff on it to equal that number when they send it to you. If Target is not going to tell you. So you see a lot of people advertising these Target truckloads on these forums. And they'll say, raw and processed load, $80,000 to $100,000 of the retail on these 24 pallets, $75,000 to $90,000. They're all over the place. They're full of crap because Target doesn't give you a number on unmanifested load. It's unmanifested for a reason. Home Depot has different load values where they know. So like what happens is I'll call my broker up that has a contract with Home Depot and I'll say, hey, I want a Home Depot small appliance load. So then he's got so many allotted pallets in his warehouse, and they'll tell him what categories they are. Doing hardware, small appliances, flooring, lighting, and he'll have his guy pick every pallet to fill a truck of nothing but small appliance category to fill my truck. Versus a general merchandise load, I know guys that's got a full truckload of nothing but cabinets from Home Depot and general merchandise. That's a chance you take with a general merchandise load. But if you're buying pallets, you don't really face that risk because if you walk in a warehouse and there was 50 pallets of nothing but cabinets and you don't sell cabinets, then you're not buying. But a truckload buyer, that's it. Cheaper is not always better in liquidation. A truckload, guys say, hey, I want to buy a Lowe's load. That's a very popular load that that's real popular now because it's cheap. And everybody wants a Lowe's load. And they hear all this stuff about it. Lowe's load can be good, but it's an utter nightmare at the same time. You need to buy 5 or 10 Lowe's loads to make it profitable for yourself. The pallets are cheap. They're $200, $300, but you're throwing away 70% of the stuff on Lowe's load. 70% of the stuff is just complete garbage. That kind of stuff. So
right. Hey,
I just said
hey, I guess it's one of your buyers, man. Say you're the best liquidator around. I guess I should have had a talk with you in the green room, Dale Dog, because I wanted you to give out high school education for liquidation. I ain't expect you to go all the way up to the college level, man. I mean, you giving out a whole lot of gems in here.
Hey, I didn't want to say nothing, but I'm like, damn, what's up, man?
I could say we could sit and listen to Devil Dog for a couple hours. It's all good.
Hey, we ain't mad at you, baby.
I'm just sitting back having fun.
They might be gems. I mean, they might be gems. They might be gems, but they're not. Okay, so that's basic knowledge that every pallet flipper should have. In my opinion, what I've said, I didn't say, hey, call this person and do this and do that and do that. The information I give out is a lot of information that people won't give out. And then the same people will blow their whole life savings on it because they didn't have that information. I want to see everybody make money. But believe me, if you send me a message, say, hey, can I get your contacts? I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. I'll point you in somewhat of a direction and you can go swim to get to it. But it takes, I'll tell you what, last year it took me about $35,000 of wasted money dealing with middlemen to get to the real deal, and that, and I didn't waste $35,000. I'm not going to say I lost $35,000, but I spent about $35,000 more than I had to last year by cutting out certain individuals on certain truckloads. But that's valuable information. So,
right.
So I don't
think hey, trust me. Glass City Pickers and myself, we know you got the information. We know you loaded with the information.
And I was gonna ask him just what he just said about how do he eliminate people that's not good business for him. You get what I'm saying? How do you eliminate that type of people that comes, like you just said, the guy came right in there and told you, I'm not spending this type of money if I'm not doubling my money. You know what I'm saying? Now, you already said you're giving the information like this to, right now. But when people come in your store, do you be that transparent with them also, or you do them a little bit differently? How do you push away the sour grapes?
Well, and I'll tell you a story in a second, but everybody that walks through my door, and I think if I've got anybody watching tonight, will tell you, I will give you information and I'll tell you if, this load come from a contract holder. This load come from a broker because I don't know who has a contract on this. This load is this. This is what to expect. I don't make any guarantees. Anybody that makes you guarantees in liquidation business is asking for disaster. I can tell you what I know about the load. I'll give you an example. I bought Amazon jewelry Gaylords. There are 4,000 plus pieces and 2.5 foot Gaylords. The person I bought them from is the contract holder for the Amazon jewelry. And he said, hey, we've had people that tell us we're finding silver, we're finding gold. but we're not making any guarantees. I saw some pictures. I said, all right, give me a couple of them. You know, it is what it is. I started boxing them up in 200-piece boxes, you know, for my customers. And I sell them $175 a box or 2 boxes for 150, 200 plus pieces per box. And every customer, when they come in, we didn't cherry pick it. I took 5-gallon buckets. I threw it on the table. There's actually a video on my Facebook page with my daughter and my wife. 5-gallon buckets on the table. We're counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Get the 200 pieces. I grab another handful, throw it in there so I know I'm over in case somebody can't count right. Put them in a box. Everybody that has bought them boxes, and I've got 3 left, and I've sold probably 60 of them in the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Everybody that's bought them is finding sterling silver in every single box. And there's people that's finding gold, real gold, not fake gold. And people's like, well, Amazon don't do any of that. They got a $15, $20 employee that is told to clear shelves. Amazon's a $1 billion company. They don't care about that $50 piece of gold or that shit. They care about cleaning that shelf for that new jewelry to take its spot that sells.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. You know, don't use common sense in a liquidation business when it comes to why liquidation people do. You know, the DCs do what they do. Because if you do, you shouldn't even be in a business. Just cut. Now, use common sense when you go to the pallet reseller and you're looking at his pallets.
Right.
But when it comes to figuring out why they liquidate what they do, don't use common sense. But what I tell people coming in, and if anybody's on here watching from that knows me, and I think I might have a couple on here, they'll tell you we have another guy, you know, that's 2 hours away from me that resells, that tells you he's the most honest person in the world about 150 times in a 10-minute Facebook video. And they come in, they've gone to him, they bought from him, they come in and they're like, man, I went to this guy and man, his pallets were twice his price of yours, or his pallets is, you know, more expensive than yours. And he's selling a lot of the same stuff. But anybody that tells you they're honest 100 times, anybody that has to tell you they're honest over and over again, it's probably not honest. You know, I'm not trying to throw digs at that dude, but it just perturbs me because I watch his videos and he'll have pallets and they'll say they come from the DC Direct, and I'll see Target branded items, with Amazon branded items, with Walmart branded, all in the same pallets. It doesn't come like that unless you're breaking them down and rebuilding them. It doesn't. It does not come like that. You know, honesty goes a long way. Helping people out go a long way. And a quick story, you know, and I had a guy come in a couple weeks ago, and I might have told Buffalo Picker about this, but a guy come in and he said, I'm a single father. I have $500 to my name, and I need to buy a pallet to make money because we need money. And I looked at that guy and I said, look, if you've got $500 to your name, I said, the best thing you can do is not buy a pallet. I said, there's plenty of people that'll take your $500. I said, I do not want that on my conscience, because he watched a TV show. He saw the TV show the night before. He's a single dad. He has $500 to spend to his name, and he comes in to buy a pallet because he saw a TV show. I said, I don't want your $500. I said, and I showed him. I said, download an eBay app right now. I said, now go to Walmart and start scanning. And I showed him how to do the sold listings, look it on your phone, the whole 9 yards. I said, go to Amazon and spend $10. I guarantee you turn that $10 into $20. That $20 into $30. I said, I'd rather you do that and spend $50 than give me $500 because you watched the TV show. I said, because I'm not going home tonight and thinking whether your kid ate food because you have $500. Right. I don't need your money that bad. But there's plenty of people that'll take your $500 and don't care if you ever walk back through that door.
And we'll sell you some junk.
And sell you whatever, and tell you whatever, promise you the sun and the moon.
And that's where your blessings come in folds. You dig? That's why you're being successful, because that's the thing. That's the name of the game around here. You know, so you paying it forward double time. You know, and some people don't do that. They don't do that. We ran across a liquid day. We just went to check out and we found some stuff in their spot, and the game he was running. Like he was too legit to quit. And just what you said, if they got to keep telling you they too legit to quit, 9 times 10, they're not. So when we figured out, and we really figured out quickly that he wasn't, we haven't been back. So I understand.
And I'll tell you this, for everybody's watching tonight, you know, if you hit me up and ask me about a broker or a pallet company, if I know, I'll tell you. I mean, don't hit me up with a message. I only got one person that's special enough to ask me who my contacts are. He's up in the left-hand corner up there. You know, but that's a joke. But if you say, hey, I've got this liquidation place called ABC Liquidation, and I live in Alabama, 90% of the time I'll be able to tell you, because I'm on so many forums and I know so many people and watch so many people whether in the shadows or in person, I'll be able to tell you, either I've never heard of them in my life, there's a lot of bad things about this person, or this company is legit, and there's a lot of people that say a lot of good things about it. You know, if you just shoot me a message, the easiest way to get hold of me is to our Facebook page, because that's what I check all the time. We used to do YouTube back when I had somebody doing it, you know, and I haven't done a video in 5 months since he left. So if you hit me up there, chances that on Instagram is probably, I'll never pay attention because I'm so busy, but I check my messenger on Facebook because it's right on my phone, and I'm checking all the time. But I can tell you, or if you give me an area you're in, I can probably point you in the right direction, because there's a lot of good brokers out there. There's a lot of good pallet sellers out there, but there's twice as many bad ones. And, you know, here's an example. Facebook, you can find anything you want. Google, you can find anything you want. Go on Facebook and just put in the search bar liquidation pallets. Just put that on it. There's a gem for you that you could probably already know. Liquidation pallets. Find a forum that's run and jump on there and just watch that forum for 2 or 3 weeks. You'll see the people that their names consistently come up for good stuff, or you'll see the people that consistently come up for bad stuff, or you'll see the horror stories. Here's a horror story. The scammers on these liquidation selling truckload sites are outrageous. They'll steal pictures from somebody like me, another broker, anything like that, and then they'll post that load on some third-party site in their area. Somebody will send them $17,000, $10,000, and that person will delete their Facebook account, because everything's done by wire in this business. Not, let's say, pallet sales. That's done by cash or credit card. But when you buy truckloads, every serious contract holder or broker, it's a bank wire. It's a bank wire for a reason. You can't do a chargeback. You can't take advantage of them. And there's and I see these horror stories where Johnny B. Bad has a truckload of this perfect truckload. It's all brand new Amazon Apple Watches. It's $17,000. And you get a new guy on there that's got money in his pocket, don't know any better. Sends him a private message. He's like, hey, wire me the money to this bank account. He wires him $17,000, and Johnny B. Bad's gone. Deleted account. and then little Billy, who sent $17,000, is on every forum. Does anybody know Johnny Bad? And then sooner or later, some broker will go, that's a picture of my truckload that I had like 6 months ago that this guy screenshot and put up on Facebook. It's his load. I see it once a week on these forums.
Yeah. Hey, let me give a shout out to the chat. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you fine.
All right, let me give a shout out to the chat right quick, and then y'all got any questions for Richard, Devil Dog Treasure Hunters? Make sure you put it in the chat. I mean, he pretty much answering all the questions, so I guess I've seen
this is Devil Dog show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I seen a couple comments in here where I think it was the middleman said,
don't cut him off.
Yeah, he already answered all my questions. But I want to give a shout out to Butterfly Hustle, Richie Hustle. Thank y'all for coming through. CRX Spy, Marie, Bearded Thrift. I think he said he had to leave for the night. eBay Addicts, Westside Gary, Swamp Picker. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank y'all for coming out. Let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room, just in case anybody wondering. Our new co-host on this show is Bill Tackett. Flips to pay the bills. We moved on from Alton. Alton has a lot going on that he has to take care of. He's if you all know, he got monetized with Twitch, and he's putting a lot of time into that, and he's trying to grow that business. And we wish Alton all the luck. We still support Alton. I got him on my Twitch friend list. It's no bad blood. We always trying to inspire and build everybody up, but he has other things that he's trying to focus on now. And we have Bill, who is our new co-host, is going to come in, and Bill is heavy on eBay. He does know Amazon, but he's heavy on eBay, and we bring him in as an expert co-host on eBay questions as well. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to do for 2021. And I just wanted to address that in case anybody was wondering what was going on with Addicted to Hustle. And as I stated, there's no bad blood, there's no problems. Like I said, we still have him on our friend list. We support him on Twitch, which he got monetized about a month ago. So good luck to him, and he's always welcome back to the show. Also, too, I've been getting a lot of DMs in my Instagram about my video, and I wish I would have just kept my mouth closed until I had it done. But what I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna show y'all a intro to the video. I mean, the video is pretty much almost done. I just gotta finish piecing it together and push it out. Hopefully, I can push it out by Sunday or Monday. But I'm gonna show y'all intro of the Barbie video, the waited a long Barbie video, and we also add to the show. Well, I'm not gonna say we add it to the show, but we're gonna test it out in the show tonight to see how y'all like it. It's a trivia game, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna pit two of the guests in the chat against each other to see who can win. I think I'm gonna do two $20 giveaways, and if you got Cash App, they're gonna be instant tonight. So with that being said, if y'all don't have any more questions for Richard, we're gonna move on. We're gonna give Richard a break. Also, I'm the broker for Dale Dog Treasure Hunter. You need to get with the Dale Dog. Y'all just come through me, and I'll get your information for you. So let me go ahead and show y'all this quick intro. I'm gonna share my screen, and then we're gonna move on and talk a little bit about what Amazon got going on.
Yeah, get it together, Barbie King. Let's go.
All right, so let's see. Hopefully, I can get this right. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
All right. So let's see. Let me make it bigger. All right, just the intro.
Bob, what's up with the Barbies, man? I need all these Barbies packed up. Every year, you fall in love with the Barbies. Don't hold no Barbies back, man.
Hey, I've been sweet on them girls for a long time.
Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? Plain to see.
All right, so that was the intro, y'all. That wasn't the complete intro. That was part of it.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't like Bob with teeth.
Hey, that's why I put that Vincent Price little laughter right there, man. Because I was like,
we need you in the
going smiling, make him look evil.
I liked it.
We still need you and your big ass arms hanging over the bathtub and your bubble bath with Barbie.
Hey,
lined up all around with Marvin Gaye playing in the background. We need that part in that video.
Hey, that's well, that vision is not in the video, but I got that statement you wrote is in the video.
I got you. Can we answer that one question by D Middleman Picker real quick? He's asked it a couple times. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything he's asked. So that's in your backyard, BP, and you've been there a few times, right?
Right. The Middleman. Now, where you located? I thought you was in another state, man. Are you in Georgia?
Isn't he Cleveland?
I don't know. I mean, I talked to him on Instagram, but we never talked about where each other were. So, Middleman, drop in the chat where you located, because I can tell you a lot about War on Resell, man. That place is probably about 10 minutes from my house.
That's Cleveland.
Okay, so we got Mess Hall Digs in here.
I would say with that question right there, is there a way to get replenishment items through pallets? Example, order the same 10 items every week. So a lot of like I said, most of my pallets are unmanifested. So to get consistent inventory of the same exact item, it's going to be hit or miss in this business. But there is a lot of pallet. I wouldn't necessarily say pallet resellers. Some of them do, but some of them will break down their stuff. They'll tell you there's nothing wrong if they break down their stuff and sell stuff in their stores, as long as they're telling you that ahead of time, so you know that's what they're doing. If they say, look, we buy loads for ourselves that we put in our store, we have loads on the floor that we don't touch, or we break down our loads and repackage them. If they tell you that information, they're not a scammer. They're telling you the information. It's up to you to do what you want with that information. Right. But there is, just stick it in the microwave with it. Sorry. My daughter brought me dinner. I told her to put it in the microwave. If there is places out there, if you look, that have small lots of items, and they'll put new items up every week, and you'll see a lot of the same items over and over again. There is places, if you do some homework, that have items you can use as replenishments. The problem is,
I didn't hear you.
You've probably got, and can I throw a name out there? A company that sells small lot items. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I guess so, Dave, dog. I mean, we got to give the audience something.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this. There's a company called Youngness Enterprises, and I think they're out of PA, and they offer a lot of different small lots weekly. And he specializes in buying like large quantities of one item and breaking it down into small quantities and selling like a 50 quantity item, 100 quantity item. And that's not really a gem. Everybody knows about them. You're not going to be the first 2,000 people that know about him. I promise you that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But they're reputable people. There's no lots that I really like that he does, but some of you might like selling like HBA products or something like that. And he might have a lot every now and then, or she might have a lot every now and then that is good. But too speaking. But that's just, and BP, we've never even talked about them because I don't even deal with them. But I see a lot of people that do deal with them because they sell small lots, a box of this, a box of that. That's the most. So Tu's pick and ask what you said about 70% loss, like on Lowe's pallets. That's what I'm most worried about. If you don't want a high loss, stay away from Lowe's pallets. They can be really good, and you can find some really good stuff, but be prepared to throw a lot of stuff away with Lowe's too. I'll say true Target raw and processed loads. And we broke them loads down for our sale. Every time I have a sale, every 3 months, 4 months, a piece sale, we'll bring 5 truckloads in and do it for our piece customers that like pieces. We always break 2 of them our Target raw and processed loads down. And I'd say the loss rate is less than 3%. I mean, we throw very little away at a Target. But there's a lot of dollar stuff in there. There's a lot of $2 stuff. But you're not going to have a lot of trash with raw unprocessed Target that's coming from a DC. It's a very low salvage rate. There's certain Home Depot loads that I have that have most of the Home Depot loads that come in my warehouse. I'd say the salvage rate is less than 8%. I mean, I talk to my resellers, and occasionally I'll have somebody say, "Man, I had to throw 2 items away. I had to throw 1 item away, or something like that." Or I didn't know how to fix this, so I just chunked it in the trash. Right. But I would say certain Home Depot loads have a very low. I'll say this: a Lowe's general merchandise load is probably a 70% salvage rate across the board. A Home Depot general merchandise, the salvage rate probably goes down to about 20%, 25% at the most. That's the difference between Lowe's and Home Depot. Lowe's doesn't care. They'll throw that stuff on a truck, and however it lands and however it gets to you, they don't care. They don't care. Home Depot does a really good job with their liquidation. Lowe's has a really good appliance program, though, if you like large appliances. But there's general merchandise. Home Depot will throw their crap away. If they know it's broken, they won't send you some broken stuff. There will be some broken stuff in boxes, but Lowe's, they don't care. They don't care. They have so much of it. Cheap load, get it out of here. And the guys that do really well with Lowe's loads in the liquidation world are the guy that's buying 5 to 10 loads a week, because he accepts 2 or 3 truckloads of trash as loss, because he knows he's going to get that one truck that's going to have 6 pallets of chainsaws on it or something like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes you get the load where 1 pallet will pay for that load, but he's buying big volumes. That's how he's making it work. But with Lowe's pallets, if you're looking at Lowe's pallets, you should be able to tell a pallet that's probably going to be heavy and lost versus one that's not, if you're looking at it with their eyes.
Do you break down pallets at all anymore, Richard, or do you just sell them as whole pallets always?
I do a quarterly piece sale once every 3 months because our customer base that we started with before we got into heavy selling pallets, we always had a sale for them. And I still trying to keep the relationships with them customers. Believe me, it's a pain to do them sales, but them sales are very popular. And I don't want to just forget about customers that help me build to where I am. And I know they enjoy them. So I'll shut down all pallet sales. It usually takes me about a month to do that, to set up for that sale, price that sale, have that sale, and clean up after that sale. And I will never give up on them customers because they never gave up on me coming up. You know what I mean? Even if I have to stop pallet sales for a month, I'm still going to have to. And we'll break down 5 truckloads for that sale, at least 5 truckloads. And we always break down 2 to 3 target loads, usually 2 raw and processed target loads. We'll break down a Target case pack load. I'll do an Amazon and a Home Depot, or maybe I'll do 4 target loads and 1 Amazon. I mean, there's a big variety I do, but I consistently always do at least 2 targets, if not 3 targets on them sales, because that stuff sells.
And when you have your sales in the year?
So there's no set date. We don't do any. We don't do any in the wintertime. We try to do it, separate it by every 3 months. So our next sale is probably, we did one at the end of October. Our next one will probably be in March. If we did one right now, our warehouse is cold. We don't have no heat in our warehouse other than office. And they'll still show up. Trust me. I could do it and they'll still be in a line to get in that warehouse.
Right.
But we'll do another one in March. And usually it's a 3-day sale, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Friday, it's usually a 2 to 2.5 hour wait to get into our sale for that sale. And the reason being is not just because of the pandemic that's going on. It's because, and we have about a 7,000 square foot open space for that sale. The amount of merchandise we have in there, because of the pandemic, they restrict the numbers, but I can still put more people in that. But when you put 40 people in there and I've got 300 tables of stuff set up, plus stuff in rows and the floors, 40 people is about all you. And I sort of balance that really well. When I got customers in line, I'm letting some more in. So it's a constant stream of people shop, and we'll replenish during that sale. I have 2 back rooms, or 1 back room I'll fill up. And I'll pull stuff out throughout the day in that sale. The first 2 days until I run out of stuff. I'll keep pulling stuff out, And then they really love Sunday because I do discount day on Sunday where I do 50% off everything. I don't care.
Right.
They'll show up. I had Tide about 6 months ago. I had 2 pallets of Tide, and I was selling $20 Tide for $10 on day 1. But the last day I had probably 40 or 50 bottles, and I sold it for half price, $5 for this big 130 some ounce thing of Tide. Man, you would think it was Black Friday and I was giving Xbox X's away. I mean, they were. I lived.
Everybody love a deal, man.
I said, look, 2 per people, but they were fighting over Tide.
Everybody love a deal. The middleman was asking do you know of one in Florida? Liquidation.
So in Florida, I do. There's one I hear quite a bit about, but I hear both sides on them. It's called, oh my God, how am I going to remember? Where's my phone? Resell America. Resell America is, they have the largest liquidation, and he breaks stuff down. He's got like an old Kmart building, I think. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm not a big fan of him just because of his personality, but it doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
This guy's in Lakeland as well, right?
Yeah, he's in Lakeland. Yeah. And I know he's gotten into the pallet sale plus where he breaks down stuff and fills up this whole Kmart with all kinds of stuff. But some of the information he gives out, I don't necessarily do business like that. I'm not going to say that it's wrong the way he does business. But I wouldn't do it for certain reasons, and he does it, So I'm not saying the guy's bad or good, but I've heard a little bit about him as far as, and we're talking pallets only. I don't want to give out gems on truckloads down in Florida. BP will ban me and never talk to me. They'll talk to me, just won't ever bring me on the show again. But
we'll have to ban you from the show, man. Only private sessions, man.
Yeah, Florida getting a little too close.
I'm trying to tread this water. I don't want the shark to eat me. I'm like, trying to navigate through. I'm a seal going through killer whale waters. But I tell you another thing you can do is a lot of pallet buyers will offer shipping on pallets. And if you're buying 2 or 3 pallets it's probably worth it. The minimum shipping charge, like I can ship one pallet from Maryland all the way to Los Angeles for $250. That's one pallet. So if I was to do 2, it might go to $375. If I was to do 3, it might go to 4. The problem comes in when you go over a certain number, and then you're in the truckload range. If you're getting, and I'm not going to say shipping is always a good option because it cuts into your bottom line. But there are some pallets that are worth having shipping. If you could, if you find somebody reputable that can show you the pallet, FaceTime you, show you, you can look at it and say, okay, that's a good one. I can see with my eyes, then maybe shipping's worth it. But the bottom line on one pallet shipping is usually around $250. We'll cover anywhere. And then it starts going up gradually until you get truckloads. And freight right now is at an all-time high. I mean, truckloads that I was getting shipped for $600 and now $1,200. Truckloads that were $3,000 I was getting are now $10,000. The California loads, which I ain't got any California loads in a long time because of that. Freight's at an all-time high. Customer service all-time low when it comes to freight right now.
So, panel, do y'all have any questions for Daily Dog?
Shit, no.
What are we going to ask? He's already told us everything.
I'm just saying. I mean, just got to put it out
there. Questions we ask are questions you don't want him to answer.
What would we ask? He's already answered it. I'm just trying to listen and remember, okay?
The questions I got, I don't want him to answer. So,
hey, let me give a shout out to Gravity Goods, K&D Flips, Deal for Deals. What's up, Candace?
Candace,
hey. Come on back to the team now. It's gone long enough. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this trivia game, and basically, you need to let us know if you like it or not. If you like it, I'm gonna bring it back and try to make it better. If you don't like it, I'm gonna trash it after the night. But basically, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna write down a number, and panel y'all can't play. So I'm gonna send y'all a number, and y'all can validate the number. And what we're gonna do is open it up for the people in the chat to put a number in. The 2 people that are the closest to that number is gonna play a round. We're gonna play 3 rounds to win $20. If you got Cash App, I can Cash App you the money tonight. So I'm gonna Glass City, you got your phone? All right, I'm gonna text you this number.
Hurry, because I ain't got much juice on this.
Dale Dog.
What? I'm trying to look for a number on my phone.
Come on, give me a number.
All right, just a second.
Can they I give you a number? I text you a number or what?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna send Tonya the number right quick.
Okay.
They can't let Chris play because he keeps winning all the games.
No, dog, that ain't me. I ain't one but a couple. That's the audience.
I just text you the number. So, everyone in the audience, go ahead and put a number. Put a number from 1 to 75. Please don't put a number in but once. 1 to 75. Once we close it, I'm gonna put some X's in, and that's gonna be the last number. So 1 to 75. The 2 closest people to the number that I chose is gonna go into the game.
Can they go over the number? Is that still close?
Yeah, they can go with number. I mean, if they like 1 top, 1 bottom, yeah.
That price is right, without going over. I didn't know if you were pricing right on or not.
So let's see, y'all. Tonya, if you can check the numbers too, so we can we can do this quickly. You finna throw the number out there?
No, I was gonna say I've got the number. Oh,
I think it's one number per
close
person.
One right there.
Yeah, 1 number per person, y'all. I see some people already dropping 3, 4 numbers in the chat.
Stop cheating, y'all.
Solar Seller. Solar Seller dropped 3 numbers in the chat. Let's see.
Oh, we got our 2.
We got him.
Hey, Jennifer.
We got him.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you who they are?
Let me put the X's in here so that nobody drop a number in here late.
Yeah.
He's elbowing me like, shut up. I'm like, okay.
All right, no more numbers after that X right there. So, so who are the two?
It looks as though it is prison to profit and too much info, but let me just scroll down here to double check.
So the number was 45. 45.
The number was 45. So it's prison to profit and too much info. Correct? Am I correct?
Prison to profit and too much info.
Is that right?
That looks right.
Yep. Look right to me. Let's see. Yep. All right. Prison to profit and too much info. Let me share my screen. If you win, this basically the rules. Both of y'all gonna have a shot at the question. Well, no, I'm just gonna put it up, and the first person put the answer in the chat is gonna win each round. We're gonna do 3 quick rounds. So once the answer pop up in the chat, we're gonna move on to the next one. If you got slow internet, I'm sorry.
No AT&T out there, people.
So let me bring this up, share my screen. All right.
What is this? What are we doing?
All right, y'all ready?
Oh, trivia. Oh, I need to mute this so I don't scream out the answer.
We're playing Candy Crush on here.
All right, that's the first question.
You got a 25% chance. Prisoner profit, guess question answer number 3.
All right.
Who's the other one? Too much info has not gave his answer yet. Too much info. You got to guess an answer.
All right, prison profit. You got that answer. All right, we're gonna move on. So it's the first person that get the answer in the chat.
It was prisoner profit.
All right, so prison profit. All right, you get this one, prison. You got the money.
That's your camel quality. No, on the inside.
Where was Lyndon B. Johnson when he was sworn in as
Y'all can't see that?
I can see it.
Where was Lyndon B. Johnson when he was sworn in as U.S. president? A helicopter, a boat, a train, or a plane? Answer it, y'all.
We're a Pallet liquidation warehouse.
Did somebody answer it?
Prisoner profit, guess plane. Too much information, has not gave an answer yet.
Where did too much information go?
He's still here. He guessed on the last one just a little. I don't know if his connection's slower than prisoner profit.
Yeah.
Too much info. We need a guess, please.
Prison profit got it. It was the plane. So you got 2. So prison profit. Send me your Cash App information in my Instagram, and I get that money out to you tonight. So let's just do a poll. If you like that game, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't like the game, put a 0 in the chat.
No, this part is broken.
Ow. But do you think it broke the camera?
No, I think it's just the glass is messing with the quality.
All right, we got a couple of 1s. I need
got
everybody to participate. If you like the game, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't like the game, put a 0 in the chat.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't see.
Could y'all see it on your phone? Tonya, could you see it on your phone?
No, I had to get up there and look at it.
Oh, but when I blew it up, you could see it, right?
I think that the problem might have been that certain people have slower internet than others.
Say that again now.
Certain people might have slower internet than others.
Oh, okay.
So they're not seeing the question as early as other people are seeing it.
So that's why
it's slowing down their answers.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll talk about that after the show, man, how we can make it fair for
you. It might just be an internet problem.
Right. I don't want you to lose because you got an internet problem. So we'll talk about ways we can kind of make it better. It seems like majority of people like it. Huh?
Verizon.
Hey, man. Hey. So yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can make that better for you all on the next week. We're not gonna go another round with it. But what I will do, since we got everybody here, is we're gonna send out another number for another person to have a chance to win $20. And Tonya, I'm gonna send you the number again.
All right.
And when you win once, you can win again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And the panel's not allowed.
Panel's not allowed.
Again.
I just sent you the number. So we're gonna make this a little interesting. So how many people we got? So you can pick a number from 1 to 25. 1 to 25. The closest to that number, not to go over the number, is going to win.
Closest to the number and not go over?
Closest to it, but not over it.
Okay. And just in case anybody wants to see it, I do have it on my phone. So, yes, I almost showed it. I almost picked my phone up and went.
Send it to my phone.
Denise,
okay, wait a minute. Let's see here.
Denise, drop your number in the chat, 1 to 25.
Hold on now. Okay, I got 1.
1 to 25, Denise. Drop a number in the chat. From 1 to 25, Butterfly.
Okay, so we've got 1 right there. Come on, y'all, put a number in.
All right, we're gonna shut it down in 2 minutes. In 1 minute. Got 1 minute. Drop a number in there.
So we've got. Wait a minute. We have 1 right there. And.
All right, we're gonna shut.
All right, we've got our 2.
All right, no more numbers in the chat. So what we got?
We have 2 dudes picking and deal for deal.
Deal for deal. So who the closest to 14?
The number was 14, by the way, y'all.
So you know who won.
So it's right there, 14.
All right. So who is it?
We can't see it.
It's 2 dudes picking.
All right. 2 dudes picking. Got it.
And deal for deal, Candace.
What Candace's number was?
11.
Okay, yeah. So 2 dudes got it. He's close.
Everybody else was over or
right.
too low.
So the number was 14. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open this package up real quick that I received from 2 dudes picking that they sent me for Christmas. And then we're going to do a quick show and tell. We're going to go ahead and close out this show.
It's going to be your show and tell.
So this is the package that I received from 2 dudes picking. Basically, I got a Instagram message asking me what was my address, not knowing that you know, they were sending me something for Christmas or whatever, but I appreciate it.
And I hope it's a Browns helmet.
Please, no. All right. Let's see here. Man, this how you wrap a cup right here, buddy. I need to get this skill. We got this thing sealed tight. Okay, I got you. I got your to-dos pick. I see your skills. Bubble wrap and then put a little wrap around with some plastic. Then come back with some bubble wrap on the most vulnerable part on the cup. I got you, man. All right, I appreciate it, brother. This is still a nation. Nothing about the Browns over here. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. This cup right here is gonna go up there with his brothers, the other Steelers. Appreciate that very much, man. Appreciate you. All right, so anybody got any show and tell they want to do tonight? Just try to keep this show about an hour. We about 6 minutes over. Anybody? I know I only been out to a estate sale, and I got some gems from this estate sale. People just wasn't looking for stuff that I was looking for. I went in this place and I paid $100, and I almost got, I got over 300 boxes that you would get from Uline for $100. All different shapes and sizes. Actually, me and this lady, we just agreed to split because she wanted the boxes and I wanted the boxes. So I just told her we can do a split, pay $100, and she take half, I take half. And I think I got about $350. I think she got about $350. These are all new boxes, never been used. The person that owned the house used to be a reseller, and they passed away. Also, too, I got some items. I guess you call it a palm pilot or something like that. This guy had it in his hands, and I walked in. I was like, man, I asked the lady, I said, where is it's an HP palm pilot? She was like, oh, I think he got it. And the guy looked around. He saw me. He's like, oh, you looking for this? I'm like, yeah. I said, but it's all good. He's like, no, you can have it. I said, you for real? He's like, yeah, you can have it. The thing go for $200. The lowest price is $230 on eBay. So, favor, man. Favor.
I've got a recommendation.
Right.
Recently, I've been buying vintage appliances and then breaking them down and selling them piece by piece.
Right.
I bought a juicer. It's the only two pieces I've got left on it, and they're listed for about $80 for the two of them.
Is that the Jack Lane one?
No, it's Omega 6000. It's a stainless steel. Had a big stainless steel motor on it.
You said vintage. I thought of Jack Lane.
It sells whole for $70. Between the pieces, it sells for over $200.
Dang.
So it takes a little bit more patience because people are more likely to buy the whole thing. But I've already sold 4 pieces of it for over $150, and I got it at Salvation Army for $6. So being a little bit more patient and waiting for the smaller, better sales has been working out a lot better with this sort of thing for me.
Nice.
Right. All right. You got anything else you want to show, Bill?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let me show y'all some things. These are, they are for sale. I ain't stuck to them now. The right price come along, they can go. But for right now, I'm holding them as collectibles. And let me just show you what I got right quick.
I got one item too, BP. When we get time, show and tell. I got one item.
Okay, you can go do it now. Let me pull you up.
So this, hold on, let me show you. So this is what happens. Can you see it? When a forklift runs over a phone. It happened at me getting in a hurry to get back home so I can jump on a show tonight. I sacrificed my phone for you guys.
Wow.
So, it
works.
It still works, but you can't see anything on the upper half of it. It's gone. So hopefully they can replace. I don't know if you got anybody got any expertise in phone replacing glass, but I'm hoping they could. I see all these people replace the glass. They could just replace the glass or whatever tomorrow. But
hey, Bill, somebody
Good luck.
Flip, man. Let's see. Okay, let me show y'all this right quick so we can go ahead and close out this show. These items right here are collectibles. Like I said, I'm not, attached to them. They can go for the right price. And if you're not buying these now, you wait a couple of years, you're not going to be able to afford. I'm not going to say you're not going to be able to afford. You may not want to pay the price for them. This is a comic book, and this comic book is a graded comic book. It's a 9.9, and you can tell by the gold on the top that it's a verified signature by CGC. This is Stan Lee, the red edition, signature verified 9.8. The highest you can go is 10. So this book right here was signed by Stan Lee in October 2017. And if you know Marvel Comics, you know Stan Lee. I don't need to say nothing else about that guy.
No, sir.
Or if you watch The Big Bang Theory.
Rest in peace.
So I started talking about comic books about 3 months ago on my show. And, if you got the extra money to get these comic books, these are the ones you want to get. You want to get the ones that it has a signature and they gold and a good rating on it. You want to look for the ones that was maybe like signed in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. But at any rate, the experts predict about 4 years from now, these books, if you got the ones like this is another Stan Lee signed, verified book. And what you see it in right here, this is called a slab. These books, they projecting these books, the 9.8, 9.6, 9.5, going to be probably about $3,000-$4,000. And that's just in a couple of years. So imagine what it'll be in the next 10 years.
Are you picking them up at shows, or are you getting them online?
I'm getting them online. And you can find them out there. If you do your due diligence, you can find them out there for a good price for now. Some prices out there. I have seen some for 15. Like this book right here. This is signed by Clayton Crane. He's another superstar in Marvel. This book right here, right now, you can go on eBay and look this book up. I think the lowest price is about $800. So, like I said, if you can afford it, get the gold edition. The gold represent a certified signature, and all about the signature as well. Stan Lee is not signing no more books. Okay, Clayton Crane. Just the cycle of life, man. The guy is old. He's not going to sign too many more books. So these are the type of books you want to look for. The guys that are been in the game for a long time, they're getting up in age and they're not doing a whole lot of shows where they come in to sign books. Those are the books you want to grab, because once those guys are gone, the value of those books are gonna go sky high. Like Stan Lee, you go on eBay right now and find some of Stan Lee books for $15,000-$20,000, and people are paying that. And this is the last book I want to show y'all.
Nice scores, baby. Nice scores.
This one right here is a 9.9. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a 9.9. And this book right here, this book was signed in November 2018, but for the price that it was going for, the guy sold me the book 2 days after I got the book at my house he wrote me back and said he made a mistake and he wanted to buy the book back, and he willing to give me additional $100 if I sell him the book back. Of course, I said no.
Correct. Good job.
I was like, man, how you make a mistake like that? And all the books, it's easy to verify these books. You get the number off the book, hit up CGC, and they'll validate the book, make sure that you're not getting robbed or scammed or whatever. But yeah, just want to show y'all that, let you know that if you can't afford it, you got the money, go ahead and invest in some comics that has already been graded by the #1 company for grading comics. And if you and try to look for the ones that already have the signature. You can't go wrong with it because the blue label are the ones that are in pristine condition, but they're not autographed, and the one the gold label are the one that is in pristine condition and autographed. So
I've got 12 copies of Spider-Man #1. Is it worth having graded?
If it's in good condition, yeah.
No, Spider-Man #1 is like a very expensive comic. I was just
saying, I mean, it ain't like the dog been chewing on it or something. I mean, yeah.
I think even crappy condition, them things are a couple $1,000 easy.
Yeah. I mean, even the ones that are not graded, it's still some value in those books if you can find the older version. I had a guy that 2 hours away south from me that had 350 books that he was going to sell for $150. And when I told him that I was on my way to get the books, I guess somebody, put some knowledge on to him or whatever, because they were his granddaddy books. And when I told him I'm getting ready to leave the house, I'll be there probably in a couple hours. The guy was like, "Don't worry about coming. I'm going to keep them." I was like, "Why are you going to keep them?" He's like, "I'm just going to keep them." I was like, yeah, but he had some good ones. He had books in there, and his stack was for like 15 cents. So those books had some age on them.
Well, I wish you could have got them, buddy.
So do anybody have anything to plug? And if you want to go around the room, if you got anything to plug, go ahead and put it out. Jennifer Hayes has pretty much put everybody's information out into the chat. If you got anything else going on you want people to know about, like Dale Dog, I know you got your truckloads coming in. If you want to talk about it, maybe somebody will come through watching this video later on and they can see when they can come by your place or hit you up to try to pick up a load or a couple pallets.
Yeah, just if you're looking for us, just check us out on Facebook, Devil Dog Treasure Hunters. Hopefully my goal this year is to get back on YouTube, get somebody back in there full time working it. It's not a priority.
Right. Okay.
Honestly,
everybody,
the Instagram, all that stuff.
Okay. Everybody that won the $20 tonight, the couple people that won, make sure you put your if you want to instantly send me your Cash App information into my Instagram, and I'll get that out to you tonight. If you want to get it some other type of way, just let me know in Instagram. Also, too, I just want to let everyone know that Bill Tackett, Flips to Pay the Bill, is our new co-host that will be with us on Fridays, along with Glass City Pickers. We're going to try to improve this show. That's why I was asking for y'all input tonight, and next week you'll see something a little differently. With that being said, if you're not a member of the Buffalo Picker Community Facebook page, make sure you go and join that page. Only thing we ask at that page is that you don't talk politics or talk down to people. Other than that, advertise your product, advertise yourself. That's what that page is for. With that being said, I appreciate you all coming out. Happy New Year. Much success to everybody on this panel, everybody in the chat room. Get out there and hustle. That's what it's all about, the hustle. And with that being said, we'll see y'all next week. All right.
Steeler Nation, baby. Go Buck. Steeler Nation. Go Buck.